Okay guys, so today I wanted to do a short video about crowned crested geckos. So this is completely new to me, I'll be honest with you, but I realise I have an example of one that is crowned, I believe, and one that isn't. So this is Lyra, and I believe she's crowned, and this is Isla, and I believe she isn't. Now, for a while I've actually been concerned about Isla's development, because I look at Lyra, and I got Lyra when she was about over a year old. So I wasn't there for her early stages, and I thought, maybe I've done something wrong with Isla. Why isn't her head as broad as Lyra? Well, my friend on Instagram, Stacey, I did say about my concerns about this with her, and she was lovely enough to do some research for me. She looked it up and she said, well, there's this thing called crowned, and basically the crested gecko can have a massive head and really broad body, because Lyra over here always looks bigger than Isla. And actually they're about the same length, they're about 18 to 19 centimetres long. So perfectly like the same length and everything, but she looks so much bigger. So I measured her head from about here to her snout and then her width, and she is 4.5 centimetres long, her head is, and 3.5 centimetres wide. Now, if you think her length is about 18-19 centimetres and her head alone is 4.5 centimetres, that's rather large. Now I haven't measured Isla's yet, so we'll do that just here if nobody moves. So you're gonna go off, okay? She is on my tripod. By the way, if you try to film with crested geckos and you have a tripod, you'll know that they'll climb on it. So whilst she's off there, let's try to measure Isla's head. So Isla's head, okay, she's right at the top of my camera now. Isla's head is about 2.5. I have a very shaky hand today, don't I? 2.5, sit down, sit down. So that's already a centimetre bigger with Lyra, and it's not easy to measure them. So about the same, okay, about 4. So only half a centimetre shorter, but a whole centimetre, was it less wide? That is not the same, but you know what I mean. So I think that Lyra's crowned, and I think you can see a massive difference. I feel like in Lyra's case, I'll just swap them over. So Isla, you go here, go on the tripod here, and I'll just get Lyra back for you. Sorry, this isn't the most professional video. And if we look at Lyra, who wants to go off and join Isla, very pronounced crest. You can see how big her head is compared to her body. Normally she's a lot chunkier. I believe she's laid some eggs. Just to say, because I know a lot of people get these mixed up, she is not the one I've been taking to the vets to get the eggs out. But yes, very nice, broad, very thick tail, massive head, very pronounced crown and crests. So I think there's definitely a difference between these guys, and I'm kind of happy to know that it probably isn't something to do with what I've done. It's probably down to their genetics possibly, and also I've heard it's something to do, it could be to do with incubation time. I think I have one crowned gecko and one not crowned gecko. I feel like this is quite a good example. If you're curious, maybe if you know more about morphs of crested geckos and their structures and everything, you can just confirm this for me, or even say maybe it's not. But I think there's a distinct difference between the two, even though they're fed the same amount. And also one thing I'd love to point out about crested gecko is how their head looks like a massive spade, and why they're probably so good at digging when they need to lay their eggs. Side note as well, I don't know if it's to do with her being so big and broad, but she could pass eggs, no problem. We've been having some problems with Isla with this, so yeah, God, this has been an interesting video. I hope you've enjoyed this, maybe you've learnt something new, and yeah. So, and maybe you can now tell the difference between Lyra and Isla, maybe. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and goodbye. So Salem is a city on the north coast of Massachusetts and is famous for its 1692 witch trials. I love this name, but personally because